Something happens to a man when a woman has that much control.
Story time. So the video is about what happens in a relationship when a woman makes significantly more money than a man, and how that shifts the dynamics in a relationship. And I just saw this and I thought, I've got to share. So when I met my husband, I was like a marketing assistant. I was making less than half he was. And he was a lawyer and had gone to law school and done all that stuff, and he was doing pretty well. We got married. I met a guy at work who was in education and training. And he scared the bejesus out of me, because he kind of looked at me and said, what are you doing? You're wasting your time as an assistant. You should be, you've got all of this energy, you've got this intelligence, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, he's the guy that persuaded me to go into getting professionally trained. So I did. I got professionally trained. I became a chartered marketer. I did years of training. Long story short, I ended up basically getting jobs in global brands. Long story short, it wasn't long before I was making significantly more than him. And it became like a competition. And I mean, I have my learnings here. I was all about equality. I'm a Gen X. I'm used to taking care of myself. I've always had this kind of independent streak. So I kind of struggled with the whole balance in the relationship anyway, and it was all about equality for me. And there was this competition between us about who was the breadwinner, and I just ended up making a shed ton more than he did, and it ultimately, I believe, led to the end of our relationship. I mean, there were other things obviously that were going on, but that shift in dynamics, and I had issues in terms of like the kind of energetic stuff, which I won't be going into, but the whole kind of bringing that kind of masculine energy from work back home and all of this kind of stuff, whatever. So yeah, it was ultimately a huge lesson for me. And it's one now that my last partner, who you guys know passed away in November, we were also in a situation where when we first met, I was making more than him. But he was a very different character, very different. All he really wanted was to take care of me. And he wasn't worried about who made more money or any of that stuff. He was a very, very unique guy. But I think ultimately what I want to share is never dull your light for anybody. Don't let anybody else's ego be the reason why you don't do the best that you absolutely can. Male or female or whatever. Never dull your light.